Hi guys, good morning. It's me, Anna Anders, humbly here at home. Just got up and been saying my prayers and meditation. This is my yoga blanket and pillow set up here, and my little meditation chair where I sit and pray and meditate, and then I kind of look out this window here and just kind of talk to higher power, talk to my sacred creator and see what he has to say for the day. Very quietly here. See how quiet it is? You can hear nature too if you listen close enough. So generally speaking, this is how I get my day started, with prayer, meditation, and I'm doing a chant now. I have a food sponsor from New York City, actually, and it's kind of ironic because, throughout my life, I've been very receptive to being spiritually open. See, nothing can get into a closed entity. So I've been very perceptive and receptive and receiving spiritual mojo, and just looking at our world. Can you see that squirrel down there playing in my yard here? But anyways, looking at our world and seeing the kind of world that Sacred Creator has created. And He's created a very Neapolitan world, if you will, culturally speaking, religiously speaking, spiritually speaking, creatively speaking. I mean, there is just soul, S-O-U-L, soul, much beauty in our world and life. It's not even funny. Hey there. Hey, Furious, my cat. He spent the night out, so that's what he gets for not coming in. But anyways, he's down there meowing. I don't know if you heard him, but I'm glad he's safe. And I'll let him in and we'll play with him later. But yeah, so I've been very receptive, spiritually speaking, and trying to do my sacred higher power, my sacred creator of all. When people ask me today, Anna, what kind of God do you believe in? Folks, I don't put my God in a box anymore. I was born and raised Catholic. My mother was Catholic. She was going to be a nun at the Sisters of St. Joseph's here on the east side of corrupt Cleveland, until my father saw her sitting on the front porch at her home, and he was driving down the street and he saw her sitting there, and he said to his brother Carlos, he said, that's going to be the mother of my children. That's going to be my wife. And my dad didn't even know my mother. My dad was atheist. My dad was a genius, guys. He knew history and religion like the back of his... You did not want to ever engage in a conversation with my father. He was a genius. So was my uncle, Eddie, too. People shunned him, though. They didn't know how to receive him. But I never did, and I always receive people, I try to receive people right where they're at for the most part, But I got to tell you, the struggle's so real sometimes because people, have you ever met people that you meet them and you greet them, you try to have a conversation with them, and you notice that they have two ears attached to their heads. But they're really not genuinely listening. They're inside their human being form, but they're scattered and distracted and protracted. And so they really don't listen. There's a distinct difference between listening and just hearing. There's a distinct difference of listening and just hearing. Did you hear that bird? Did you listen to that bird? And if you were really listening to that bird, then you can repeat back to me what that bird said, or what Anna's saying here, see? So that's the distinct difference between listening and hearing. See, the horn just blew, I was listening. That's listening. Some people don't know to listen because their soul distracted. And yes, I said not S-O distracted, but soul distracted, S-O-U-L, distracted and protracted. And I think a lot of that, I don't know, I mean, some of it can be biological, but a lot of it here in the corrupt United States, the corrupt United States, is because a lot of indoctrination. A lot of historical indoctrination of misinformation and disinformation. See, I know God gave us a factual brain, and so I don't bother myself with fiction. I prefer facts over fiction any day of the week. I don't like to have fake friendships, fake relationships. It just doesn't serve me well. I don't know. I try to live soul passionately. I really do. I try to live soul passionately. And so I try to give my life hip and not just lip service, but hip service. I'm watching a feather fall to the ground. So cool. It's the little things in life that makes Anna Anders happy. It's not the big things. So, and that's truly the way I live my life. I don't know if you can see that little yellow folding chair up there on the hillside, but that's where I humbly tried to plant a garden last year. I'm going to try to do it again this year and see what happens. I hope something starts to grow. But I had a better, it's funny guys, because I had a better garden in Flagstaff, Arizona. I had a better garden in the desert than I did here last year. So that was a little surprise for me, humbly. I got to watch my expectations. I have fat, okay, F-A-T. I have fat expectations, and they get me in trouble. And so that's where I'm at today. You know, it's so funny because I was wanting a food sponsor that I could check in with on my daily eating habits and stuff, and I wanted to journal with the journal even for myself, and I have been doing that. I've been trying to do that with my soul busy schedule here, but I'm doing that, and then my food sponsor wants me to check in with her once a day, and she's in New York City. And what's so funny, guys, it's not funny really, but I swear to God, I set my food journal down on my dining room table for the first time, and Carrie had come home from work, and what happened was my phone rang while we were sitting there, and I was showing Carrie I was going to do a food journal, and my phone rang, and here it was, Beverly. Oops. Anyways, I won't say her last name. I'll keep her anonymous that way. But anyways, Beverly called me from New York City, and she's got that one of those wonderful New York City accents, you know, like, hello, Anna. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And I'm like, yeah, this is Anna. And she's like, do you remember me? I'm Beverly. And I was like, oh my God. So that was so cool. And then I told her I was just then writing in my food journal. So what I'm trying to get at, people, that was a spiritual serendipitous happening for me, and I knew in that instant moment that was a God shot moment, and so I should not take that lightly. And you know, I've allowed the drama, trauma, and chaos of my private world and our public world to sabotage me in terms of my health, which really and truly our health is our wealth, folks. So when crisis situations happen, they're triggers for me, and what happens is it catapults me into my addiction of food addiction, and that's what it is. I tend to overeat when I'm under stress or crisis situations, so it's really not it's not good for me. It's I can see the addiction and affliction quite clearly standing here. And just being in my human physical form here today. So the struggles, it's getting better because I'm really doing a lot better. I kind of flipped my eating schedule around, guys. So I want to share this with you. If you have a problem with eating, what it is I'm eating like a queen in the morning, eating like a princess at lunchtime, and then trying to eat like a pauper at dinner time. And I noticed that I was taking in a lot of dairy unnecessarily. I'm not a child. I'm a grown adult. So what I did was I eliminated the milk from my eating schedule altogether from lunch and supper. So I just have milk. I just consume a little bit of milk in the mornings, and that's it. So dairy's gone. I've said goodbye to my milk, Milky Ways. That's funny. I think of the stars in the sky, Milky Ways. Okay, but that's just Anna Anders and how I roll and how I think. But, Yeah, so no more dairy in the evenings. And then what I do is I eat like a queen in the morning, and then a princess at lunchtime, and then a pauper at supper. So, and then my breads, I'm eliminating the white flour altogether, except for I do allow myself, I'm trying to humbly allow myself and trudgingly, a piece of pita bread when I want it. You know, if I want a pita bread, I have that in the morning or whenever I want it, but I don't have anything else made of flour throughout the day. I'm humbly Anna Anders on this YouTube channel here today. Just wanted to share a little bit of mojo with you guys. And so I was waking up here on Palm Sunday. And Palm Sunday to me is soul soothing. I don't know. I mean, it just always has been. And I'm so eternally grateful for Sacred Creator who has created all here on this planet for all of us to enjoy, for all of us to be creative with and constructive with and productive with. I know, you know, our planet and our planet and its people are so beautiful, and I know nowhere in the spiritual realm, I believe this wholeheartedly. I believe this whole and soul-heartedly. I believe that nowhere in the spiritual realm does it ever say to be destructive. When you see people being destructive to other people, it's because they're destructive. They're corrupt. They're corrupt spiritually. They're corrupt, and they need to be healed. And so that's what the healers are for. So, and in a way, guys, the 9/11 Truth Movement. My sisters and brothers out there, shout out to you. I really genuinely appreciate how you've been enlightening me, if you will, with all the information. See, I don't want disinformation and misinformation in my life. That is not genuinely healing energy. And we humans are real entities, and we deserve real facts, not fiction, real facts. And so our history, unfortunately, has been polluted or convoluted with a lot of corruption and a lot of disinformation and misinformation, which they've utilized, the globalist 1% has utilized to indoctrinate hate with, and to divide and conquer and cultures and geography as well. So they've ripped apart that Middle East, and they're ripping it apart all because of the real black snake pipeline, the oil pipeline there in the Middle East. And all these wars in the Middle East is, you know, it's a gaping wound, like I said, and it's a gaping wound because of the corrupt banksters and the corrupt oil men and the corrupt CEOs from these corrupt pro-warmongering corporations. So that's what we have going on in our world here today. And unfortunately, enveloped, that's what I said, within this history, if you will, has been corrupt religious institutions as well. Yes, I said corrupt religious institutions as well. They know how to pass those money baskets every Sunday. They pass them and they stand at the forefront of the pulpit and they say, let's pray for our soldiers. Amen. And really and truly, guys, if Jesus was really here today, the Prince of Peace would say, peace is for everyone, everywhere, no exceptions, and no war for anyone, anywhere. So what they're doing in the Middle East, they all need to be ashamed of themselves. These misleaders who have protracted and distracted us into their cannon fodder historical wars, all for their hidden agendas. And this is really truly what's going on here as of Palm Sunday 2017. I'm humbly Anna Anders, and I want to share some things with you. I was praying and meditating, like I said, and I did my chants. But I also was crying and weeping. And my God knows that. And when I cry, I do not cry just for myself. I cry because of what's going on in our world. And as you're going to hear me saying throughout, until death does me part, the world belongs to the youth. to the sacred energy of pure energy to the babies that are being born presently. This world belongs to them. And we adults have allowed the devastation of it. We've allowed it to be destroyed, to be conquered and occupied by corrupt tyrants who have nothing but greed and evil and political, parasitical, hidden agendas which devastate, desecrate, and exploit, divide, and conquer human tribes, original, indigenous, global, human tribes. And this is what's happening in our world here today. And I soul know it. I soul know it. I soul see it. I soul breathe it. I soul eat it. There's not a day that I don't think about it. Of the devastation that has happened. I'm going to shut off this video and do another one.